staff have done a tremendous job with this program.
At the dot, it is Matt Pilato, the D3 transfer for Rutgers, Sean Hill, the returning face-off guy for LIU, and it's the Sharks to win their first draw of the season.
Tradition, Division I until 1993, so as rich a tradition as any team prior to going Division II in 1993.
Now they get it on the pole of Aiden Zahoski, and we see the first home save of the year for Carden Stoller, reigning Big Ten freshman of the year who was lights out a season ago.
And you see him with the outlet pass. Carden Stoller, excellent in terms of stick work. He will a lot of experience in terms of their defensive midfield, so it's going to be a good matchup and a good test for Rutgers.
Bouncing ball and a save made. First of the career for Tyler Gresh, redshirt freshman who sat out last year.
Team. See if Rutgers can handle the pressure.
Kyrie Sears is stopped by Stoller. And Stoller was a big game goalkeeper last year. You think back to how. And around to the point for Kelly. Inside of 30 seconds. Turn it back around, and a ripper finds the back of the net. Rutgers is on the board thanks to the freshman that they're stoked about too, J.J. Aiello.
And J.J. Aiello, 0 in the... And right there, Aiello, he is just, I mean, he's a freshman. LIU's going back to man-to-man defense here. Expect to see them switch it.
Right in front of the cage, that's easy for Aiello. A quick 2 goals for the Rutgers freshman who is a star on Long Island.
And Aiello, he's the star of the show so far today. The defense needs to be on alert when Colin Cardilla has the ball. And then Aiello.
Minutes, the Scarlet Knights start to wear out the Sharks who are making their season debut.
And it's the depth of the Scarlet Knights.
That was a save made by Tyler Gresh.
And Don, this is the area.
And here's Peters, the senior. Turned away after the question mark, 5 to shoot. What can they get here from Brady Cardilla? A turnover. Ben Schuster, he came from Mount St. Mary's, was a starter as a freshman last year.
And that'll certainly give this experienced roster a little more experience. So they're not going to go away anytime soon.
Oh, Stoller came out of cage, and LIU makes him pay. He was hoping to win the loose ball, but Aiden Zahoski was...
And he delivers for the Sharks. You got to get those first-time ground balls because they'll turn into situations like one All-American. Ronan Jacoby, PLL Pro, one of the top midfielders in the country during his time as a Scarlet Knight.
Going to cage, and that was off of the top of the stick for Gresh, stopping a Rutgers debuter, Blake Borges, Syracuse transfer. Right in front, and that is in. Gresh saying it's not, but for the moment, Blake Borges, the Rutgers legacy, has his first Scarlet Knight goal.
And Dom on cue. Blake Borges, LIU slides early. Borges follows the slide, and he gets his first goal on the banks here. He's going to find the soft spot in the defense, and he delivers.
And that angle is definitive. Definitely a goal. I have to get experience quick for LIU. He's a redshirt freshman. Just the goal from that man, Aiden Zahoski. The only one on the board for LIU as we're already up to the final 2 minutes of a fast-moving first quarter.
You see LIU testing the short sticks behind.
Good rip from the point. Stoller's got another stop, but the putback's home. And LIU able to respond to Rutgers goals for the second time.
And LIU has done a great job when the ball's on the turf. For Rutgers, when there's a rebound, You got to protect the paint and not give LIU those opportunities.
They have Kelly with his defender hung up. Was trying to duck in front for number 77, Grayson Vorgang, Denver transfer.
Players and how he supports his players and alums is just second to none.
Shot on the move and a goal. As Rutgers converts the first possession of the second period into Colin Zeller's first goal of the day. And first goal of his career.
And Colin Zeller, 50 in the Scarlet jersey. This is one of the guys you've been hearing about on the banks for a few years. And down the alley.
And maximizing scrimmages and other opportunities to give his guys real game experience before the first true game on February 1st. Pass to the point, hits the back of a Scarlet Knight. Charles Eichens was not expecting that. LIU's going to keep it on a hold. That was risky business there for LIU.
Yeah, you see LIU.
No, not a hold. That's the penalty, right?
In a scrimmage against Villanova when Colin Kirsch was still here. And you could just see his command when the ball was in his stick, and he just was firing laser beams.
Cardilla, bingo. Top shelf tally for Colin Cardilla.
And Colin Cardilla, he's so two-handed, strong right, strong left. Right here, he does it with the righty on the run.
Yeah, Pilato is 6'9" at the dot. 60-year transfer from Union. Last year, the USILA Face-Off Person of the Year. Every single face-off-related record at that school he owns now. But Rutgers coughs it up. And they'll get tagged with their first penalty of the day on the cross-check.
So right there, that's where they threw the flag, and we'll just go with that.
Yep, look at Blake Borges. First time that LIU goes man up this year, something that they were outstanding at a season ago, 48%. Brisk ball movement. It breaks down at the final seconds. Another one on the carpet. Sharks are on it. Skip. Extra pass. Stoller closes the 5-hole. Little flip in front from Ben McIsaac looking for his second goal of the day. Out from LIU head coach Jordan Levine. Saving the remainder of this man-up opportunity, and look what it turns into be. A goal in the final moments.
And, Dom, it starts with the timeout on the end line to save the possession and to save 17 seconds with an extra man opportunity, and they cash in. Just excellent extra man offense. Find the soft spot, turn and fire. And Cardilla being guarded by his high school teammate, Kasika, 18 in the blue jersey.
Cardilla, second chance, and scores again. He is lightning out of the midfield, Colin Cardilla.
Colin Cardilla, New Jersey Middie of the Year, big-time recruit, big-time freshman season, lets it fly from the outside, and he puts the Scarlet Knights up by 3. Foundational pieces.
Pick, looking for more, and it squeaks in. Bennett Rafalian finds the first goal of his career, and how did he score that angle, that kind of shot?
And this is kind of vintage Rutgers lacrosse, playing while you're subbing, getting a nice pick down the alley, lets it fly, and it a little more run and gun style than in years past.
It's the pick from the face-off guy, Matt Pilato, consecutive year. And there's Rafalian, number 12, sending it all the way around for Colin Kelly. Use the screen, double comes, ball on the carpet, sticks fall down as well, LIU possession. It's loose again. Two-on-one. LIU's got to win this, but instead it's shuffled back to Queen. Will scratch this one out. Dante Koulis tries to get Casey Mongillo, the Merrimack transfer, open. Home run ball at the end of the clearing time from LIU. And Rutgers has it.
Rutgers had a little bit of numbers right now. See if they attack.
Loose again. Now both teams having trouble holding on to possession as Aiello has it jarred free.
But you're seeing the pressure of this Rutgers ride.
Gresh, he's out of cage for the first time and does well.
Also, you never want to see a conference not sponsor lacrosse, so it's great to see them back. Looks like LIU is going to set up in a little bit of a zone here. They've been in and out of zone today a little bit. It can slow down an offense a little bit because you got to take some time to get into a different type of offense.
Koulis, rip it around for Vorgang, pay dirt. Grayson Vorgang, the Denver transfer, scores for the first time in his career, and a lot of firsts today for Rutgers.
And Vorgang showing off his range from the outside and tattoos the back of the net. The transfer from Denver has been a nice addition to this team. Well, so far they were in control early, and the scoreboard didn't reflect it as well. Now you're seeing both.
And coming out of the timeout, looking for more. Vorgang stopped by Gresh. Long rebounds, drawn-out battle. LIU's got a crack at it. A few of them from Matthew Gilbert, the sophomore defensive midfielder, and somehow the Sharks come up with it.
And this is going to be a big test for both teams. How will they respond to Rutgers going on a run here?
Yeah, shot clock is irrelevant at this point. Oh, and too many men for LIU. Unforced error. Transition. Shot. Score! Dante Koulis comes out of the box, puts it home, and puts Rutgers up 6 before the break.
And you got to capitalize when your opponent makes a mistake like that, and Rutgers does just that in transition. And Peters finds Koulis in his spot. He delivers for Rutgers. What if it's down by 1, 21 seconds, up by 1? In a week from now, a month from now, Coach Breck wants to put his team in as many of these situations to accelerate that maturation process with a young team.
Well, off the poor clear, Rutgers does score. Borges' initial shot was deflected, but the outlet from Gresh barely made it to midfield, and Rutgers finds the loose ball in the back of the net.
And we talked about the ride. These are the situations that come up when you play really good defense on the ride, and Koulis cashes in. Want to give these young guys as much exposure early on, and that's just another example.
10 to shoot off the deflected pass. Kelly scores! You have to be good if you can score from 20-plus out like Colin Kelly just did.
A transfer from Canisius right out of the box, head of steam. And he delivers for Rutgers, breaks the scouting report. Would have liked to be felt earlier in his career as a Scarlet Knight, but better late than never. He's back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think they want to get back to playing that run and gun style that they're known for, but it's going to take time as it has to fit your personnel, and I think they have all the makings to do that this season. It's just going to depend.
Yeah, sprinkling them in with first and second teamers like Casey Mongillo, the transfer out of Merrimack. Shot clock's at 15. Oh, forget about that. It's another Rutgers goal. Doesn't matter who Rutgers runs out there. They're fine in the back of the net.
Yeah, this offense is cooking on the crease.
Former professional, former Cuse goalkeeper. I think he's going to be happy with the performance from the specialists. The guys in the middle of the field, and Cardin Stoller in goal. 7 saves, just 3 goals allowed.
Absolutely. They've that advantage. Goal percentage plus face-off percentage.
Third penalty of the day against Rutgers, and Dante Koulis will get it for
territory. So this will be some good film for them.
LIU is 1 out of 2 on the extra man. Scored in its later EMO chance in the first half. Ben McIsaac found one of his 2 goals there. That was the last time that the Sharks scored, way back at the 9:59 mark of the second quarter. So it's been more than 16 minutes, in fact, since a goal. And they don't find it there. That's the side of the cage. Logan Peters. Skip pass. Nobody there. Knocked free. LIU's got it. Koulis has it poke checked away.
In lacrosse, chemistry is so important. So when you don't have everyone healthy at the same time, it's harder to find that chemistry. So last year, that was a big issue. This year, fingers crossed, everything's good. So hopefully they can continue to create that chemistry. He and his family well. Hope to see them soon.
You know, he's jumping through the laptop screen right now with an unmatched energy. He's the guy with those emphatic bada-bing calls or bang on big Rutgers goals. Letter winner for the Scarlet Knights in his...
The game of lacrosse itself with all the great work he does at World Lacrosse.
Now, the Scarlet Knights are performing quite well in their home opener. 12-3 the score, dominating on the face-offs, perfect on clears.
What you're kind of allowed to do. You're allowed 17 contests, games or scrimmages, fall, spring, and he's really maximized that with like situations like the alumni game. You're playing pros now with this program and an alumni game. That's a work day for this program. It doesn't count towards that 17. Scheduling multiple teams. Brian.
Inside of 30 on the shot clock. Up top for Colin Curdilla, who's got 2 goals and 1 assist so far. On the move, Colin Zeller may have grabbed the posts. Curdilla, second try, that definitely hit the post. Conference preseason poll. But to give you a sense of how little the coaches in the conference really know about who could win this year, 4 of the 8 teams got a first-place vote, including LIU.
And that speaks to the parity.
For LIU, still searching for its first goal of the second half. And couldn't find it there. Again, side of the cage. Charlie Honeywell couldn't roll it in. Ben McKelvey first to that ground ball for Rutgers, and the shot clock will expire before somebody can get to it.
Like 2 goals off rebounds and gray area broken play types.
Here's Bennett Rafalian. A goal in the first half and a goal in the second half. Lifting the lid on his college career with a break.
Right here, he's going to roll back, get to the middle of the field where he has a lot more angle to shoot, and he buries it for Rutgers. Remember this second offense.
Ticks right now.
And this is another learning situation. Controlling the end of the quarter.
Colin Kelly, great save by Gresh. Still loose. LIU's got it. Under 10 seconds. Where you're trying to answer some questions about your personnel and you've got to go to a Big Ten program that has a game of experience under its belt.
But it's a great measuring stick, and when you turn on the tape, when it's all said and done in your LIU, when you play a team like Rutgers in only your first game of the season, the good plays go further, and you can tomorrow, Wednesday. And
I'm at that point in the season,
yes.
too, don't worry.
And your players will really gain confidence off of plays like that.
Yeah, maybe the start of the lacrosse season, Rutgers had led for the duration, but the Sharks had answered a couple of goals with tallies of their own. But then Rutgers makes it a 7-1 run in the second quarter and then scores all 3 goals in the third quarter to turn what could have been a real interesting opening week game into one where Rutgers should build a ton of confidence.
Oh, couldn't agree more. And Rutgers unsettled.
McKelvey looking for the pole goal and stopped out in the opener. Today, 10 saves. And you can see just 3 in the back of the net for Long Island University.
Yeah, and Don, we see a lot of guys in right now.
Oh, block-to-block passing, and it trickles in. Rutgers got another. At the end of this, it's going to be Casey Mongillo to find his first as a Scarlet Knight.
Mongillo, great off-ball movement here as Vorgang threads the needle inside. He gets in and out of his stick. Great job. This could turn into a very experienced team when it's all said and done.
Ethan Barnard right out the front door and right into the back of the net. A face-off win turns into the first goal as a Scarlet Knight for Ethan Barnard.
Pushes it forward. Pushes transition. The late slide. Gets in range. Lets it fly. And he gets it.
Rutgers nearing a 2-0 record for the 10th straight year.
And they'll be tested next week against Stony Brook. Coach Gallardi's team, always talented, always ready to go. Because you don't have any game tape. You got to just watch the year before in terms of game tape. Try to piece the puzzle pieces together in terms of who's transferred out, who's transferred in, who's graduated. So it's challenging from a preparation standpoint. It's a lot of projection.
You saw the penalty against LIU, and Rutgers cashes in on the man-up chance. Its first crack today, and
Mongillo from Trinity Pauling is going to step into one, and he unleashes. And Rutgers is
Penn State ranked. Then you look at the bottom. Rutgers right now doubted by some folks around the Big Ten.
Yeah, the Big Ten, we've mentioned it. It's an unforgiving league, the toughest conference in college lacrosse potentially. But I think this team, as we've talked about, that's the goal. If you can peak during Big Ten play and make a run like you've seen.
That's how we feel, but that's because of what the other folks in the Big Ten have placed Rutgers at, near the bottom of the Big Ten preseason poll, which I imagine has been turned into bulletin board material already.
But when you look at the Big Ten, it is as competitive a conference as you can play in, and you have to bring
Hopkins, and then it's Ohio State, who's just a few days removed from being upset by a Utah team that Rutgers saw here recently, and a rising program that made it to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, that's a Utah program.
A game that started with a lot of intrigue, with LIU hanging tough, and the Sharks within one after the first quarter, got turned into an absolute rout by Rutgers, who has only given up 1 goal in the final 3 quarters, and scores once again. Hooked home at the horn. Hayden Summer with a highlight reel play to cap.
And Summer puts an explanation point on today, up the hash marks. Great job by Summer.
Final, well, barring something here in the final moments, that won't go. A shutout for the final 40 minutes of this game, Alex.
An excellent day at the office for the Scarlet Knights. Something they can certainly build on. And if you're Coach Brian Brecht and this coaching staff, you got to feel good about the trajectory of your young team.
I don't think they